Cavalier still chasing top spot in the Jamaica Premier League after defeating Dunbehold in 3-1 last Sunday evening. Arnett Gardens dropped points, joined 1-1 with Montego United in the final game of Sunday's doubleheader. Malines United's marksman Nicholas Nelson opens up his scoring account on Monday night, helping his team to a comfortable 4-0 victory over Veer United. Harbourview clipped Humber Lion 1-0 to keep fourth spot with 8 game weeks left for the playoffs. Welcome to JPL in 30, the highlight show for the Jamaica Premier League. Cavalier continued their winning ways despite the absence of their leading goal scorer Colin Anderson, who is out on national duties. Amari Henry's brace and Romario Robinson's strike against Dunbehold ensured that the young guns' time to chase kept on course. Stephen Barnett got the consolation goal for Dunbehold, while Zakia Wilkes, who scored an own goal last match week, was red-carded after being introduced as a substitute. Here are the highlights. Donald Oliver and Lee Williams were in the commentary box.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Cavalier right now. Vina Bartlett is back between the sticks, replacing Jadine White. In front of him, the back three of Giovanni Leng, Kyle Ming, and Brian Elshot. In the middle of the park, Christopher Ainsworth on the left, Ronaldo Webster on the right, Ronaldo Barrett and Dwayne Allen in the middle. And up top, Jerome McClare will play behind the strikers, Ronaldo Robinson and Omario Henry. Of course, no Colin Anderson in their starting lineup. The league's leading goal scorer is with the national team. Dunbehold in starting lineup sees Damian Hyatt between the sticks. In front of him, a back four of O'Dane Samuel, Cheboy Watkins, Devontae Hodges, and the schoolboy Okima Jones is back in the starting lineup. Shaquem Powell, Fabian McCarthy, Malachi Douglas, and Rowan Brown in the middle of the park behind the strikers, Stephen Barnett and Dean Andre Thomas. Let's take a look at the full-time highlights. Dunbehold actually started pretty strong, And they had the first opportunity, and Bartlett had to be sharp in goal, Vina Bartlett. And then a mistake there from Hodges, and the snapshot from Henry, no problems there for Damian Hyatt. And Okima Jones, his effort wide of the mark. But then it all went wrong for Dunbehold. Not the most convincing clearance that was. The ball was kept alive. Ainsworth inside, and the save had to be made. It was McClare with the effort and Hyatt making the save, but it would get worse. Ainsworth ball inside, that was a magnificent delivery, And it was Mario Henry in the 15th minute, sending Cavalier into the lead with this one. He really couldn't make no mistake after being offered that one on a platter. And although Hyatt got a touch, it wasn't enough. And then seconds later, not even a minute later, Dunbehold being pressed. And a lovely turn from Robinson, who placed that neatly to the right of Hyatt, and they were 2-0 up after 16 minutes. Wonderful work from Robinson, opening his account for Cavalier this season. And they were ecstatic. Jones placing this one inside the box. Ball played inside, and what a finish that was from Barnett. First time inside the 6-yard box. Made no mistake to get his 7th goal this season, the 25-year-old. And Dunbehold there got a goal back. And there's a mix-up there. And Barnett almost getting his second soon after scoring his first. Bartlett, however, was in the way. And then a mistake there, Robinson. And then through on goal. Was denied Henry by Hyatt again. Thought he would have had another. Could have easily got a hat-trick in this game, actually. And the game was so open. And then the second yellow card to Zakia Wilkes after he'd come on as a sub in the second half. Not sure why he looked surprised. It was a clear second yellow. And here's Webster That shot was central. The save made by Hyatt. Comfortable save. And then the ball whipped inside. At the back post, Leng was, I think he was trying to put it back across, you know. Found the side netting instead. And then a second bookable offense from Gadelier Ring, who was on the park as a sub as well for that second half. And really the subs, a couple of them just losing their minds in the second half. Then a penalty was awarded after Gao had caused the infringement inside the box, the number 25 for Dundee Holden, but Dwayne Allen, could not convert, hitting the crossbar and behind. Was looking for a second goal this season. And then an opportunity here. Thought Hyatt had it covered, but no. Henry was right there, making use of the mistake. Oh, that was so terrible. That wasn't good from Hyatt at all. He made several good saves, but on doing all that with a mistake there at the very end, Henry getting his second of the game.
Well, I'm disappointed with the result and disappointed with how we played today. We made too many bad decisions and that cost us the game. By my assessment, I think we gifted Cavalier the 3 goals that they have scored today.
It's just a case of, you know, we have 4 players out and we just say next man up, and they came on and delivered.
You mentioned him before the game and you said that he was going to put his hand up. And so how do you feel like the players who came in, how do you feel like they performed?
Well, now it gives me a little headache. So you just say me have rich people problem, but it's a good problem to have. So we just all see what is the best combination for the next game.
Accustomed to seeing Gold Fest matches when Arnett Gardens is playing in the jungle, on Sunday night, Montego United kept them quiet for as long as they could. Fabian Reed, Arnett's leading goal scorer turned provider, finding Jaheim Thomas, who finished his chance brilliantly. Alan Otti equalised for Montego United, which currently puts them 11 points clear of relegation, with 8 match weeks left to play. Here are the highlights. Donald Oliver and Lidgy Williams were in the commentary box.
We'll take a look at the starting lineup for Arnett Gardens. Ashraf Hutchinson remains, or Richardo White, I should say, is between the sticks for Arnett Gardens. In front of him, Philando Wing, Earl Simpson, Joel Cunningham, and Gerald Neal. Romeo Guthrie, Jamar Purcell, Jaheim Thomas. Behind Shea Smith, Fabian Reed, of course, with 11 goals to his name, and Rivaldo Mitchell. The starting lineup for Mumbai United: in goal, Davoni Burton. In front of him, Brian Mankumbani, Devon Turner, Kevin Graham, and Viali Matalola. Ronaldo Wellington, Nazim Matadi Grant in the middle of the park alongside Marlon DeMax. Up top, Amal Nugent Hudson, Alan Otti with 4 goals to his name, and Johan Weatherly with a couple of goals to his name. As we take a look at the full-time highlights here, double chance for Fabian Reed in the first half. A couple of saves made by Davoni Burton. Couldn't add to his 8 goals that he scored against Mumbai United, Fabian Reed, but he did turn provider here in the 16th minute. Lovely ball to Jaheim Thomas, and Thomas scoring for the 3rd time this season. It was a wonderful finish. It really was. Good in provision. And he had the dance to go with it too. Arnett Gardens probably thought it was going to be easy street, but it turned out that it wasn't. Shea Smith going down that right-hand side, ball had come across. Smith trying to go goalwards. And it was a weak attempt. There are so many weak attempts in this one. Reed setting up Guthrie. There's another chance. And another weak attempt from Guthrie. And then Purcell driving that one wide of the mark. It was a good hit. Needs to have been more accurate though. And in the second half, Mumbai United would get the equalizer. And wasn't clear properly, and Alan Otti was so alert in the 55th minute to get there and put it by Richardo White. And Otti on the score sheet again this season for a 5th time. Arnie Gardens didn't create a whole lot of chances afterwards. But Guthrie, again, hitting that one first time, skewed off the outer part of his right foot, wide of the mark. And then this opportunity for the substitute Shaquille West with his first touch, you know. The swing and a miss. Wing almost got himself in some problems there. But that was it as far as this game was concerned.
It's a man mark hard, you know. Okay, what I see tonight, you know, it's ridiculous. Tonight we see we'll keep giving away the football again. And bring this team into play, you know. Our transition tonight, 4-4-4-4, you know, lethargic tonight. Not the ball, yes, 1, 2, 3. We don't come out of that spot. Or we do come out, we give away the football the same way, you know. And I'd say now to win Premier League, you have to be more consistent in doing what you're doing.
Disappointed, very disappointed. And this has been the story for the entire season. We're dismal in front of goal. And at this level, we have to take those chances that we get, especially the last one, after we made the last substitution. So this is something that I am getting annoyed with. So we're good organized. We orientate ourselves good. We play in transition, good defense. Then in the final third, the decisions are not too bad. But when we get these chances against clubs like these, we have to let them pay. So we are still being competitive around mid-table. I am very happy for that, because if everything is in comparison too, and these are the same boys that finished last year, but it's something that we have to now move up another notch, and I have to demand more from them in order for us to make this top 6 run.
This is highlights from Matchweek 18. We take our first break. JPL in 30. We will be right back. Welcome back to JPL in 30 with the highlights from Matchweek 18. Having lost twice and drawn once in their last 3 fixtures, Malines United enjoyed crushing Very United 4-0 in the opener of Monday night's doubleheader at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. This win brings them to 19 points, but still remains in 11th spot, 1 point behind Tivoli Gardens. Very United have now lost their last 4 games with only 1 win in their last 6 fixtures. Here are the highlights. Donald Oliver and Chris Taylor were in the commentary box.
There is no Roger Williams between the sticks. He has a day off. Mark Morgan now will be their custodian. Steve Pinnock, Donovan Clark, Alwyn Strone, and Dikembe Moy Phillips are back 4 in the middle of the pack. Javier Brown, Fakibi Farkas and Shaquille Notice. And up top, Dustin Cohen on the left, Sean Campbell on the right, for Mario Bryan down the middle. And it's going to be hard pressed for them to find a goal. There isn't one goal scorer in that starting lineup. Peter Harrison is between the sticks still for Malines United. They have a back four of Rashawn Plummer, Jonoy Cunningham, Damian Thomas, and Janoy Williams in the middle of the park. Javon Brown, usually playing the left back position. He's now playing on the left side of the midfield area beside Taraj Andrews, Shamario Dennis, and Jeremy Nelson. Behind the strikers, Nicholas Nelson and the informed Jason Wright with 6 goals to his name. As we take a look at the full-time highlights in this one. And a couple of sloppy moments. Flag was up though, offside against Jason Wright. Just offside though. Very United actually had quite a few chances, you know. This one played inside the area, and the miss from Fakibi Farkason in the end. After a miss kick initially from Cohen. And this is Nelson. The shot was saved, and then Wright was right there to mop up. That's a strong hand coming from Mark Morgan, but it wasn't strong enough. Right into the path of Jason Wright, who got his 7th goal this season. That was a lovely turn by Wright. Went to the byline, pulled it across, and it came off Phillips last. That was a turn and a half to leave Javier Brown for dead. And then just creating chaos there. Jason Wright. It wasn't Javier Brown that he left for dead. In fact, but Alwyn Strawn, and in the end the last touch came off Phillips. And then another opportunity here. Just couldn't supply the accurate pass deeper inside the box. And then this opportunity for Dustin Cohen. Really should have done better. Put that one over the bar. Brown's effort actually clipped the bar on that occasion, but he would be a little bit more accurate later on. Look at this interplay between Jason Wright and Nicholas Nelson, when Nelson provided the finish in the 55th minute. Wonderfully done. Really, really good movement between the two. And then the finish was just wonderful. And weren't they happy with that? And then Brown decided to take matters in his own hands. The first shot was blocked. He got it back, got the space, and bang! Wonderful hit. Javon Brown opening his account this season, and it was a strike that he will remember for a while, and that pretty much sealed the deal for Malines United. Yeah, they were ecstatic. Farquharson's effort forced a save from the reserve goalkeeper Maximus Davis, but that pretty much was that.
We need to take our chances, we get some chances, but all in all, not taking our chance. I don't think we defend as a team today. Our back line was a bit slow, not marking properly, and hence, we give up those goals. So we always playing catch up in the game, when it touched us in the second half, because we're 2-up down, and we try to really score. But again, we have to keep on working, because it goal hard to come by, and when you get those chances to score, it always give the team, strength to really go on. If we should have scored one of those early chances, we would have been a different game. But all in all, that's, we have to give credit to Malines. They take their chance, and they score 4 today. It's just for us to look in ourselves and look at what we are doing and where we're at, and have to move forward as a team.
I'm very proud of the boys, because coming off a big loss last weekend, but the main thing, we get up back the players, mentally, and we came off victorious tonight.
Harborview is climbing their way slowly up the playoff spots. This win keeps them in 4th spot, tied on points with Humber Lion, but have scored more goals so far this season. Humber Lion has the second best defensive record so far this season, conceded only 9 goals before Krista J. Daly came off the bench for Harborview and scored the 71st minute winner. Here are the highlights. Donald Oliver and Chris Taylor, they were in commentary duties.
We see Anthony Bennett in goal. In front of him, a back four of Odin Harding, Romain Breckenridge, Ryan Wellington, and Gavin Burton. In the middle of the park, Trey Bennett, Kasim Priestley, and Damar Rose. Up top, Tamar Lewis with 5 goals to his name. Colorado Moore with 3, and Roger Smith. Prince Daniel Smith between the sticks for Humber Line. In front of him, a back 4 as well of Keneal Hyde, Ricardo Campbell, Rico Edwards, and Xavier Virgo, the veteran. In the middle of the park, Gregory Lewis, Jermaine Christian, and Shamari Dance behind Lorenzo Lewin. Rashane Sharp with a couple of goals to his name, and Andre Clennon with 1. As we take a look at the full-time highlights here. And there's an opportunity that was drilled wide of the block. Tamar Lewis, eyes lit up there when he found himself with the space. Harborview had quite a few chances, especially in that first half. Colorado Moore made absolutely something out of almost nothing. Virgo's ball inside, nodded back across, and there was a melee inside the area. Shots were blocked, kept alive, and then the effort from Rashane Sharp over the bar. And Harborview, they were counting their lucky stars there. That was a big opportunity. Lewin to the byline, pulled it back over the head of Clennon, and then the ball played inside, headed away before Sharp could get onto the end of it. DeMar Rose had a couple of pops at the target. That one was off the mark by a bit. And they're appealing for a handled ball inside the area. And nothing went their way on that occasion. And there's an opportunity for Colorado Murray, and he made a meal of it. He knew it. He knew it. Then the ball played through. Look at the first touch to move by the first defender, then the second. And what a finish that was from Crystal J. Daly in the 71st minute of play. Prince Daniel Smith should have probably done better after reaching there. But Daly, he doesn't mind. He gets his first goal in the Jamaica Premier League this season. He enjoyed that one. Ricker Edwards' effort well off target there as Humberline tried to get going, and then the last kick of the game into the wall, and that was that for this one.
A bit disappointed, but it was an entertaining game. I think it was end-to-end stuff, and I tell you that the two teams really played good football today. It was unfortunate that we came out on the losing end. Both of us on the same amount of points, so we would have wanted to gotten something out of the game so that we could remain together. But we have to fight on. Our Achilles heel is not scoring goals. We got a number of opportunities where we could have taken the lead today and we didn't take them. And in games like these where there are small margins, when you get your opportunities, you have to take them. However, you got one and they took it.
We knew exactly what we were up against once we played today. Both of us were on the same points, and we figured last year we picked them by goal difference. So I think this is the first time we're doing double over them. And what makes it even more, pleasing is the fact that we had a couple of our key players out. But I always speak to the strength of the bench and the substitutes, and that's what came here today, and they did the job. So I'm really pleased with the team performance here today.
Results from the non-televised matches are Falkland FC held Tivoli Gardens to a goalless draw. Waterhouse defeated Chapperton Maroons 3-2, and Mount Pleasant versus Portman United fixture was postponed. Arnett Gardens now sits atop of the league, a point above Mount Pleasant, who now have a game in hand. Cavalier still in third, Harbourview, Humberline are fourth and fifth. Waterhouse leaps Dunbeholden for sixth spot. That's all we have for you this week. This has been JPL in 30 on your home of champions, SportsMax. Tune in next week for Matchweek 19 highlights of the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel.